Alright, so this video is going up as a bonus at some point because I missed the release of the film. The film came out before this channel started. But I just saw Spiral from the Book of Saw, and I gotta talk about it. I love the Saw franchise, big fan of the movies, and the best thing about the movies are the psychological aspects, the psychology of it, how John Kramer thinks. The idea that obviously he's wrong, but the idea of if you could do something to change your life, could it make you a better person? If you kind of got a wake-up call, right? And the traps are cool, but the traps are not the main thing, at least not for me, in the movies. The traps are metaphors, and the main thing is what these people have done, what John Kramer thinks they need to do in order to move on, and the whole psychology of it. Now imagine you took a Saw movie, took out all the psychology, took out all the morality questions, added a lot more profanity, added a lot more racism, added a lot more racist slurs. Then you have Spiral from the Book of Saw. I was so disappointed in this movie. We've had throughout the series, we've had multiple copycats and apprentices, and then once again in Spiral, they talk about a copycat. And holy cow, is this a copycat of a movie. Now, I don't think all of these films are as good as each other. I have my favorites, I have my least favorites, but all of them have the core elements of a Saw movie. Spiral does not. Spiral does not have any of the mental elements. The psychology, the morality, questioning what's right and wrong. The bad guy's just, there's no explanation for why he's choosing to do things in this John Kramer style. Why he's choosing to be a copycat killer. No explanation, right? I can't remember if I heard this as fact or as a rumor or about another movie, and I just think that it applies to this movie too, but it seems like this was a script for a different movie. And someone was like, hey, if you throw traps in there, we can make this a Saw movie. And there are traps, and some of the traps, they make, metaphors related to what the people have done, but the person killing them doesn't actually care. John Kramer, as terrible as he is, he wants the people to win. Right? That's what makes him different from Hoffman. That's why Hoffman was a bad copycat. Because Hoffman wanted the people to die. Amanda wanted people to die. But John Kramer wanted people to survive. He was a horrible person, but he made the games winnable. He wanted them to win. The killer in this movie wants everyone to die. And there's no reason for him being a Jigsaw copycat. I don't know if they establish how far after the Jigsaw murders this is supposed to take place. I don't know if it's supposed to be in real time, in which case it's been several years, because the most recent movie, spoiler alert, does not take place after all the other ones. So, yeah, I was missing a lot of elements, and I can get on board with a Saw movie without John Kramer, but I can't get on board with a Saw movie without the psychology, without the questioning, and without there being a reason for it. And the only reason this is a Saw movie is because somebody wanted to make a movie about crooked police officers, and somebody else was like, nobody's going to watch that unless you make it part of a franchise. So they threw in some traps, slapped Saw on the name. I mean, I guess technically it's from the Book of Saw, but it's going to be included with future repackages, and it's by far, I think, the worst film in the franchise. This is why I'm doing this channel, because I saw other people review this movie, and review it badly, and I thought to myself, they probably haven't seen the other ones. They probably don't get it. They're probably not fans. And a lot of people just dislike the Saw movies because they don't like seeing all the gross stuff. I love the Saw movies, not because I like seeing gross stuff. I deal with that because of the other stuff. This movie has none of the other stuff, just the gross stuff, a lot more profanity. And I can deal with profanity, right? It doesn't bother me. The racial slurs bother me a little bit more, but I can deal with profanity. But we've had 8, if I'm counting correctly, 8 films so far in the franchise. And the profanity has never been as over the top and indulgent as it is in this movie. So it just feels out of place. Again, it feels like they didn't want to make a Saw movie. They wanted to make another movie, and then they tweaked some things so that they could throw Jigsaw on the marketing materials. So I don't have much more to say. I was really disappointed in this. I'm curious if there's anybody out there that is a fan of the Saw franchise that also liked this movie. I feel like most people are going to dislike this movie. Especially if you dislike the normal Saw movies, because in my opinion, I understand why people dislike the standard Saw movies, but this one doesn't even have the redeeming qualities of those for me. So I'm very curious if you like the original movies and you liked Spiral, let me know. I would be interested in maybe getting explained something that I missed, something that I didn't understand. Because I love these movies. I rewatch them fairly often. And I love that every new film, you learn more stuff about what happened before previous films. I love how interconnected and complex they are. And this one, nothing. It's an afterthought. So I don't want to spend any more time talking about it. That's all I got. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.